a memorial for the boy. Our camera was right there as those who mourned their friend identified a possible suspect. Friends of 17-year-old Gage Prevost spotted a girl in the crowd who matched the description of the suspect who pushed him. The girl is in her 20s, has a scar on her face, and is wearing a red shirt and capri pants. The woman seems oblivious to why she's being yelled at or even arrested. A police officer approaches her, takes her arm, and you could see there earlier that police had to keep very emotional bystanders away from the possible suspect as they took her away. Sneha Kulkarni is at the LRT station tonight. There were a lot of kids at the memorial, and they got really emotional. I saw the tape, but you were there, Sneha. Tell us what was going on.
Well, Barb, there has just been an incredible range of emotions in the past hour here. As you said, this all began as a memorial, a tribute for Gage Prevost, who was killed here on Wednesday. The teens gathered here crying, hugging each other, extremely sad. And then just as they were about to hold a moment of silence in memory of their friend, one of the teens started yelling to police, "There she is, there she is." Police were on the scene at the time, and they approached the woman on the platform. At that point, all of these teens, about 24 of them, flooded the platform, running after police and this woman. As you said, they were just charged, very emotional, and they watched as police and took the woman away in the back of a police cruiser. She is downtown being interviewed by police as we speak. And we spoke to the teen who first identified the woman on the platform, and she tells us she'll never forget this day.
Her scars are on her face. I knew it was her. I'll never forget that day, ever, or this day.
And Barb, since the arrest, the teens were then just celebrating, cheering, hugging each other in celebration. Many saying their tears were no longer of sadness, but those of joy. However, the celebration became so spirited that police actually had to ask the teens to all leave. However, regardless of being kicked off the platform, they say that they are pleased that there may be some closure now in their friend's death.
Thanks, Sneha. The C-train station where this all happened has turned into a memorial site and a symbol of all the trouble on the LRT line. Transit riders say it's time for the city and transit to beef up security.
It was a case of mistaken identity. A woman has been released from police custody tonight after a group of teenage mourners pointed out to officers the wrong suspect in the death of Gage Prevost. A memorial was being held for the teen this afternoon at the LRT platform where he was pushed to his death, and that's where the commotion began. Our cameras were there. Chris Eck reports.
What began as a memorial for 17-year-old Gage Prevost ended with his friend's ID, who they thought was his killer. The friend singled out a young woman walking along the LRT platform where Prevost was pushed to his death. Police held Prevost's friends at bay while taking her into custody. But after questioning the woman, investigators say she's not the suspect they're looking for. She was released just a few hours later.